Today we have the pleasure of welcoming Kai Gaspar, a Kanaka ʻŌiwi poet who is the author of a book of poems, Ulu. He is an educator from Hōnaunau who earned a PhD at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. His works has been published in Maori Ola, Contemporary Polynesian Poems in English, Vetu Moana 2, Tin Fish, Yellow Medicine Review, Hawaii Review, and other literary journals. Kai Gaspar shares how he selected poems for his collection, reflects on how growing up in Hōnaunau influenced his writing, and gives advice on the creative process. Join us in a space for creativity. Welcome to the Reading Room. So I know like a lot of, we know a lot of friends, and a lot of writer friends, and it's so good that, people can join us in the reading room and just talk story, right, about anything, right? And, I remember that, for example, I heard an article that you're talking about the kerosene lamp, right, that you still have from your childhood, right?
Yes.
Wow.
I've had it since I was born.
Wow, oh my goodness.
I learned to read by that lamp.
Wow.
I was born into a shack at Hōnaunau.
Yeah.
We didn't have electricity, which I was thankful for at the times. You don't have the kind of distractions that many folks have today, especially like little kids, So I just had to make up like my own play, and that often involved just being outside in nature and being, observing and listening and feeling. So it's one of the things I love from my childhood is I still carry that lamp around.
Wow. I love that. And it sounds like Hōnaunau shaped you as a poet. Like, how did it shape you?
Oh, definitely. One of the things that I loved when I was little, I'm talking like, like this kind, was I remember feeling like I was always looking for intense sensations. Like I have very intense sense memories of being like really little, and like seeking like stronger and stronger sensations. And being at Hōnaunau, and we lived right on the coast too, like the ocean was right there. So it just allowed me to, and not having any electricity, there's only the sounds of nature. And at night especially, and I love nighttime. I'm a night person. I love writing at night. I love listening to music at night. Just just cruising like all night. I just remember the intense feelings of even just falling asleep. Like I used to put my head on the pillow, and my mom used to put the kerosene lamp, this red lamp, near me. And I used to just put my head on the pillow, and I could hear the blood inside my ear. It was like a whooshing sound. It was like, and I used to just stare into the flame of the lamp. It was like self-mesmerism, And I would look at the lamp, and I could hear it hissing, like, and then. And I could hear the waves crashing on the reef, because the waves were right there, And I could smell the reef, I could smell the different tide levels, And I enjoyed all of that as a child. And I used to have I still do have intense dreams, and my dreams are very influential on my work. Like I trust my dreams. I do writing in my dreams sometimes too. Like especially when I'm like deep into a project, I'll just dream that I'm doing it, And sometimes I'll wake up and note to self, and then back into my dreams. So I trust that my dreams help, shape what I'm doing in a waking life.
Wow. I love that. And it sounds like nature influences your work a lot, like you mentioned. And if you were to describe, what do you write about?
I write about the things that excite me. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm writing in any particular genre. I enjoyed writing as a kind of escape into my fantasies, and it's an opportunity to revisit memories and revisit sense memories too. Like they're all still inside me, and it's an opportunity to go inside and to have these fantasies, and I just like to. It's like I'm escaping into a movie. I'm obsessed with movies, so it feels like I get to be in this movie that I'm creating. And movies excite me, so I try to create things that I think will excite readers.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's great.
Thanks.
And you have like such a great collection in Ulu.
Oh, thank you.
How did you decide which poems go into the book?
Well, the stories that I included in Ulu were stories that I had been wanting to tell for a long time. I just needed to hone the skills to tell them in a way that was exciting for me and that I felt would be exciting for readers as well. So when it came to organizing the work, because I'm so obsessed with movies, like I've been obsessed with movies since I was a little kid, and learning about how movies are constructed, how they're put together, and how writers do, and how the folks, the film crews, do their thing to make this beautiful thing happen, to make this entertaining thing happen. So I approach writing in a similar way. So when it came to Ulu, I love outlines, and you know how movie folks, like filmmakers, storyboard.
Yeah.
I do my own kind of storyboarding, and so I had a kind of like map of not specifically the names of the poems themselves, or even like specific topics, but I had a sense of the rhythms and the pulses. So I just kind of take a step back, and I'm trying to, I think I'm building a world here, and I want it to be immersive, and I want to get lost in it.
Oh yeah.
Like I really enjoy that, So I had a sense of, it was like an emotional storyboard, of how I wanted the rhythms and the pulses to flow. So when I first started, I was thinking of life cycles and of birth. I just wrote some notes like birth, life, joy, love, illness, medicine, death, and then rebirth. So that was a kind of like a cycle that I just initially started working with. And then of course I get deeper into the project, and you move things around, you delete some things, you add some things, but that was the sort of sense that I started with, and I feel like it's still present. Yeah. So I started with those kind of emotional and spiritual beats, and then as I was writing, I had a sense of, okay, this story would be good for this beat or this pulse, add to this rhythm, and then this story will add to this. So I have a sense of, the larger storytelling and the pulses, Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh,
I love to hear your process. And I noticed, you reveal a lot of personal experiences, in your work. And I always ask this question to writers,
Okay.
like, is there something that you would not write about, or is everything open to write about?
Yeah, thank you. I don't feel like, I've never thought of a topic as being the verboten topic, that was it's an interesting question. Yeah. I've never thought of anything as being a forbidden topic. I feel like I have enough skill and sensibility to find the humanity in a topic. and arrange it in a way that would be meaningful for a reader. I'm very audience focused. Like I'm always attentive to, how is a reader going to, how might a reader respond to what I'm writing? I'm always cognizant of that. Like, of course I'm writing for, my getting lost in my own fantasies. I get to star in my own movie, right? Because I'll probably never be in a Hollywood film, but you never know.
You never know.
Yeah. So this is an opportunity to just be in my own movies, Yeah. But I do feel like I can find the humanity in the topic.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Are there any authors or events that influence your work?
Oh, definitely. Some of my friends tease me for the acknowledgments, the length of the acknowledgments section. Like, you got everybody in here. Like, it's pages and pages of folks. And I mean, I'm for real grateful to everyone, all my kumu, folks who have taught me, whether in person or not. I mean, I don't know Mariah Carey, but her music has taught me. I pay attention. I'm particularly attentive to arrangements. Arranging is so important, and she's a master arranger. So I've been a fan of hers for a long time. I just break it down, and I just listen to like how things are arranged, how music is arranged, how film is arranged to make me feel these feelings, And I worked with Albert Went for years when he was up at Manoa. And I just love Al so much, and I learned so much from him. One of the best pieces of advice that he gave me often was, I think you can shorten this. I would just, it's a workshop kind of space, yeah? So, I would give him the work, and then it would come back with, pen. You can shorten this. This area. You can shorten this. Like, okay. Next poem. You can shorten this. Then the third poem, you can shorten this. Like, okay. Like, Al, so I just, after class, I'm like, hey, Al, like this one is a big one. You can shorten this. And he's just said, you really just need to get to the point. There's so much more for you to say. So instead of just hanging out in one space, on one topic or one minute detail of a thing, I want more. Give me more, And that took a while to get into, but it took a lot of just kind of like letting go and just kind of like letting loose, When I was living in Makiki, I was working at Waikiki a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Yeah. And I was running kind of late, so I thought, okay, the fastest way, I missed the number 4, so I was like, I gotta get to work. So I called a cab, and on the way down, there was a radio interview with a writer, and I remember her saying, she was asked, what's, some advice for our listeners, if anyone who's writing or wants to write, and she said, give it all now. Don't save it. Don't think, I have this thing that's so good and I'm gonna save it for some future project and that's gonna be so good in the future. She just, you know what? Just give it now, because you'll come up with amazing ideas after. Like, just believe in that and trust in that. So just give it now. So I connected that with what Al was telling me. Just give it to me, and give it to me now. Yeah, more. I want more. Yeah. Just keep it going.
I love that.
Yeah,
Such
I know.
good advice, right?
It really helped me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And you write so many poems, and I'm wondering, do you have a favorite poem? And if so, which one's your favorite?
Favorite poems? Is this like the time to read something?
Yeah. If you could read like maybe 1 or 2
okay,
poems,
okay,
that would be great.
All right. Yeah, these are all my babies. I really dig this poem. So I wrote this, so it's called Kiawe, And I'll just give a little bit of preface. I grew up Catholic. I'm no longer part of the church, but I was a very spiritual kid. Like even when I was really little, I was seeking like a cosmic grammar, you know. I just felt when I was little, you know, when I was still living in the shack on the beach, you know, I would just like go out into the nighttime alone as a little kid, you know, just wander off, you know, no supervision, right? Because everyone's sleeping, so I thought this is perfect, you know, I could just wander around, you know, unsupervised. And I would just look at the stars and feel like so much bigger, and that there were things and ancestors and spirits out there, you know. I could just feel their presences. So it was important for me to have a grammar, and one that I grew up with was, you know, Catholicism. So I was really into it as a child, and I loved Jesus. I loved Bible stories, you know. And when I was little, I'm talking like, you know, 3, 4, I felt like Jesus understands me, and he's a personal friend, you know. Yeah, like someone I could talk to, you know. Yeah. So I still have those, you know, strong sense memories. So I wrote this with those kind of feelings, in mind. Yeah. Should I read it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Love to hear it.
All right. It's called Kiawe. The first time I walked away from Iesu was toward frilled mu'u and backstrap heels. The congregation never liked boys swear because Māhū are at the core of Satan's way. I misted my pulses with the powder-sweet haikina Grandma Virgie gave me during a low Sunday luau, then traveled north to Kailua town bathing in the haze of an ole moon. Auntie Patrice welcomed hey ho and showed my mother glamour shots from Honolulu. Auntie opened her hale to teach noble truths she said would give me whatever I wanted. I asked if anyone could walk the middle way in style like Sylvester's. She said, yeah, can. Unrolled sweet mats, then spread the brush clusters that satisfy hungry upapane. While we lashed the ashy bark for lei, I heard the future call of a poo blowing kane. The video bodhisattva looked like the reverend who said dung-eating Māhū stay opposite Keakua's purpose. I asked if the butsudan Auntie gave me in her town of good anchorage would make money come. Auntie said, going come. On the drive south, my mother said she couldn't believe Auntie would spotlight those Honolulu shots. So tacky. I thought Auntie looked like Jane Russell, real outlaw kind. But my mother said even through the sepia, Auntie's stretch marks were purple. When she crushed a mongoose at Keoho Junction, the lazuli bracelet her ipo broke came undone at the repair. I placed carnation, flax, and tangerine in the esteemed Lokelau's heart notes. I chanted Nam Myoho Renge Kyo until a peeping uncle accused me of demon worshipping. He threw my backstraps over Kainaliu's cliff. I asked my mother if the middle way led to scoffers of Keakua's fragrant sacrifice. She didn't know. She asked if I thought Auntie Patrice was leading us to fellowship. I didn't know. During climactic conditions, I found Iesu up a suckering Kiawe that hung with pod sugar and flowers. Iesu called me so close I could see under his malo in the ole moon's fast light. I asked Iesu, can I abide in you while cruising unharmed over Kiawe's thorns? He said I changed up and strutted in dark that would overcome me. I asked, can I abide under the half-leaf bats who survive on attacks from the rear? He said gropers in dark ought to walk like him, away from crude teasing. Iesu was over me at Hōnaunau's rodeo, where shy Ope'apea birthed twins upside down. Hōnaunau, where enchanters with maka'uli'uli seek their own company.
Wow, oh goodness. Oh, you have so many important themes that go through your work, right?
Thanks, Ann.
And you know, it's like the Māhū and like exploration and growing up, coming of age, right?
Yeah, thank
So
you.
goodness, and it's such an important work, for a
Thank
lot of
you.
people to hear,
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Ann.
and thank you so much for writing all of
Oh,
that.
thank you,
Yeah, it's so
Ann.
important.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, goodness. Did you want to read one more?
Okay, short one. How about that?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that
okay,
sounds
okay.
fine.
Okay. Okay, this one's called Kukui. When I was little, so it's just a short kind of preface, okay? When I was little, I did not enjoy school. I was good at it. I didn't enjoy it. I had bullying teachers starting around like 7, and it just became this nightmare for me, and they were just awful. Like once a week, our kupuna would come in, kupuna mahi and kupuna place. And they would come in for, like an hour. And that was my favorite time. I could not wait to see them. It was such a reprieve, and I felt like when they were with me in that space, I thought, now I feel like I'm at home.
Oh.
And they would teach weaving, we would play ukulele together, they would teach us dance, lei making, and we would sing. And they would teach us Olelo Hawaii. And one thing I loved, and I was a little kid, I just loved whenever they would teach us the districts of the island. They did this simple clap. Hilo, puna, ka'u, and kona, kohala, and hamakua. And I always loved that. It just stuck in my mind, just taking me around, the island. Yeah, taking me around home. So I used that structure for this piece called Kukui. I lifted leg on the belt highway like Claudette with roller skates and knife. A gracious stranger drove me and my ulu to North Kona's broiling pits where Hoaloa Bizu was killed. I fed Bizu's spirit the broiled flesh, said I was going puna to woo. He muttered, "You lucky bastard." I left Kona with silver buttons the stranger tore from his shirt. My shimmering grease paint made some vigorous kane of Kohala wink. The moa eku blew my hair into a Melissa Morgan kind style for captivating their minds. I serviced Kohala's prepared kane who knew the ways of pelvic heat. They gave me fragrant lei and sugar cane that could wound the mouth. Some folks on Honoka'a's drag avoided my roller skates by taking long corners. I left with land shells that enamor in dappled light. I met another Māhū in Hōnaunau on their way to bury milk teeth somewhere near Mavai. They had lashes like pandanus thorns. They said Puna's abundance is choice for cockfetching in a fine climate. I performed a puppet hula of damselflies grooming in Kapoho. Damselflies locking for the heart-shaped mating pulse. I made strong kane in Kapoho slope back. The one whose trunk I toppled on the floor shore took me ka'u. We chopped the midst of loose characters down with OPP. We made long ka'u beautiful from end to end. We aged in kukui groves, then sank into the earth. Kona of yearning Māhū bows to handsome Kohala, to Hamakua of landslides and the long mound. Hilo, famous for the curative sea of Moku'ola. And who can forget ka'u that reclines for puna, puna that reclines for ka'u.
Wow. Whew. I noticed that, you have like Olelo Hawaii, right? And you have a lot of references, right? How do you keep that authenticity in your work?
That's a good question.
Yeah, sure.
I just write from my own experiences, at least right now.
Yeah. Sure.
Maybe 25 years from now, I'm doing, different kind of genres, right? I'm writing sci-fi, murder mysteries, who knows, right? Right now, I enjoy infusing my work with stories from my life, and I know they're authentic.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like they're for real.
You can tell.
Yeah. And I thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I understand what you mean by authenticity. I know where to not make my welcome, or I don't belong. And I think it's good advice for folks who might be concerned about trespassing, or maybe have never thought about this idea of, or the practice of, getting up into someone else's space when not welcome. So it's very important to know where one might not be welcome and why.
Yeah, that's such an important point to make,
Yeah,
because it's, representation is so important, and the, accurate representation as well. That whose story is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Whose story is it? Yeah. So I'm confident that these are all my stories. I'm saying, like, I'm good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good.
Thank you.
Now I know you talk about, basically the writing process, right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of students ask about writer's block and a cure. Did you have a cure for writer's block?
Cure for writer's
yeah.
block?
It's like, oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, love it. Thank
love
you.
it, yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, it's good.
Champagne is a cure for anything.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
telling you. I
It is,
for
right?
real, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. I've never had writer's block. Like, I don't have that, but I can get into. I try to get into a space where I can imagine. Okay, why am I blocked? I feel like maybe I don't have block. Maybe because of my process, I feel like I work in like with a spiral method. I enjoy doing this with my work. Like I don't do it. Yeah, it's like wax on, wax off. Yeah. I write linearly because that's how you string sentences together, right? Or like this, or however. Yeah. But one word after the other. I come at projects from all over, all the time. Like I'm doing this because I have a sense of like a bigger picture, and my mind is always firing, and I always walk around with writing instruments. That's important to me. Like I always have my little, like my book and my pen, and I'm constantly capturing information, because I'm inspired by just being alive and observing and just, taking notes. And I don't know, maybe some people might feel blocked because there might be it's this sense, maybe it's linearity, and maybe some folks feel like I'm doing this, and then what's next, So maybe if that's the issue, maybe just take a break and go out and write some, observe, write a diary entry. Like, what happened today? What did I observe? What excited me? And how can I convey that excitement to someone else to make them feel that excitement? And then maybe just find a way to work it in, I don't know for sure if that's what, might lead to writer's block. Because, I'm thinking of like someone, a writer like Jackie Collins, Jackie Collins, right? I mean, she was really successful, right? Yeah, really fun books. And she's famous for writing on like a legal pad, like, so I don't know. She wrote like, 30 something books, right? Wow. So I don't know if she was ever blocked. But what works for me is having, using word processors. Mm-hmm. I love working with word processors because they allow me to do quick edits and to move information quickly. And it allows me to experiment with juxtapositions like immediately, So that's what helps me. And to just give it to me now, give it to me now. Like, what's on your mind right now? So if maybe someone feels blocked, just give me something. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking? What excites you right now? Yeah.
And this is all good advice. Well, what advice do you have for anyone who wants to be a writer or wants to be published? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Believe in yourself. Keep writing. Keep honing the craft. Keep honing the skills. Don't be afraid to experiment. And get your work out there. Get your work out there. You have to be, your own advocate. And, and once you get your work out there, people, who dig your work, who dig you, are going to advocate for you as well. You also have to be your own advocate. It's important to get your work out there. One of my idols, Millie Jackson, said, you have to keep throwing things at the wall. You have to keep doing it. And inevitably something is going to stick, When I started at KCC, alma mater, I love KCC. Yeah. That was a life-changing space for me. Yeah, I couldn't wait to go to college. I couldn't wait to move to the big city. And I was in Honolulu for the first time.
Oh, nice.
And I was just like, I'm in the city. And it was just like a freak out, Like, I can't believe this is my life now. I get to be in the city and meet all these really cool folks and be at KCC. And I knew I had been writing stories. I didn't feel, maybe I just didn't have enough confidence to send work out. And my kumu at the time, Gary Pak, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was my writing instructor. And there was a creative writing contest at the Kapio. Oh. Yeah. So, and it was, the prompt was something from your childhood. Oh. What did you remember? So I wrote this short story from something I remembered, and for class, it was a prompt for class. Oh. I didn't know the contest existed. Professor Pak sent my story in, submitted my story without, I didn't know. And then they called me and said, like, hey, there was, first, second, third place. And they said, hey, you didn't get first, second, or third. I thought, okay, what's up? And they said, but we really dug your story. It felt mystical. So we created a category for you. So,
nice.
yeah. So you could be in the publication.
Wow.
Yeah, and that changed my life. Like, I was so thankful. And I thought, thank you so much, Professor Pak, for supporting me and for believing in me and for showing me that it can be done, I mean, that was a life-changing experience for real. Yeah. And they told me, hey, you got this mention and you won some money, Yeah. And they sent me $5. Oh. They sent me a $5 check, and I was like running around town with a $5 check, like, this is the big time, y'all. Like, I'm getting paid for my art, Yeah. I still have the check too. I didn't want to cash it because I was nice. Like, yeah, I'm gonna frame this. This is amazing. Yeah. So that was a really good feeling. Mm-hmm. So just send your work out. Send your work out. And there might be times when there's rejection, and I've been saying this lately with some titas, like, rejection is redirection. Mm-hmm. And then rejuvenation. I added that part at the end.
Oh, good advice. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Did you have any, what are your future projects or?
Future projects. I'm always writing. So of course I'm always working on something. I've got, I capture, I like to record so much information that I have various projects going at the same time. So I just kind of tend to do this, put things here, move things around. And, at the end of the day, I like to make calls to my future self, So there's like a version of me living in like 2040, Yeah. So I like to call up myself in 2040, say, hey, how's it? How you doing? How's 2040? Is it looking like Logan's Run out there? Is it looking like Cherry 2000? Okay, that's good. Okay, so that thing that I wrote in 2025, how you feel about that? You know, and if my future self says, I'm still digging it, then I feel satisfied. I feel satisfied in this present.
Wow,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, wow. Yeah, thank you so much. You shared so much. Thank you, Kai Gaspar.
Oh, thank you, Ann. Thank
for
you,
sharing
Ann.
all your
Kumu,
time.
Ann. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate everything that you shared with us in the reading room.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and
Thank you.
yeah.
Can we just cheers one more time to
Oh,
our
yeah, sure,
beautiful
sure.
chalet in Val d'Isère?
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
thank
Yeah,
you.
cheers to
Oh,
you, Ann. And Mahalo
cheers.
so much for inviting me.
Oh, thank you for
Yeah,
coming and
thank you for
sharing.
inviting me.
Thank you so much. Oh. Mm. And thank you everyone
Thank you, everyone.
for joining us for another episode of the Reading Room. We'll see you next time.